Good morning. So as lovely as this morning is, this garden has taken a pounding from the weather. Everything is just in a terrible state. I am embarrassed at best. However, 'tis now the season to be pulling a lot of this stuff out. As you can see, everything was just trashed in the well, we've had several storms, to be fair. Several storms over several weeks, really, it feels like now. Heavy rain, really strong winds, but one of these last weather breaks we had was probably the worst wind I think we've ever had. So one of the things I'm going to do now, when I've cleared out the raised beds in the veg plot, is I'm going to sow some of this stuff. Apparently this is going to help me improve the quality of my soil. So it's basically green manure, which will act as a covering for the soil over the winter months, hopefully. And come the spring I'll be able to dig it in, and hopefully it will improve the quality of the soil in the raised beds. So this year we did attempt to use mostly peat-free compost, and although I was regularly watering with organic liquid fertiliser, the compost, the quality, I bought it in bulk and it just wasn't great. And I think that's partly the reason why a lot of the plants really suffered this year. So timing issues as well, putting things out too early or too late. Just generally was a pretty poor gardening season for me, and had really quite bad results. So actually, let's rewind that. The results of the soft fruit, so we had blackcurrants and gooseberries and strawberries, were all brilliant this year. So it was just the things like even the potatoes were coming ready too soon and dying back too soon. The beans, we didn't get any beans until kind of late August, I think, and then it just was terrible. So the raised beds, once I've stripped them out today, I'm gonna sow the green manure seeds, and hopefully they've got time to come up. It's not super freezing here yet. It's still it's cool at night, but it's still kind of way above freezing, and hopefully it'll just have time to quickly germinate. So that should be good if that works. I should have done it a few weeks ago, but we've had terrible weather, storm after storm, rain, so much rain, it's just been ridiculous. The chicken enclosure is like a swamp. So I've laid down quite a few bales of coarse wood shavings to try to just keep it soaking into the mud, and so that the chickens aren't wandering about in a swamp. So yeah, it's been a challenge. So the summer was hot, very, very hot, and then it was very, very wet, and we didn't have much, just normal summer days that we'd expect here in this climate. So it was just extremes, and I think the garden really suffered for it. So I'm going to try to clean up the garden after the summer period is now well gone. We're well into autumn now already, weather-wise. I mean, like I say, the wind and the rain has been a real challenge. So while we've got decent weather today, well, I say decent, it's now clouded over. It was beautiful blue sky just now, but I'm gonna get started with clearing out some of the garden and get some of the jobs done before it all starts raining again, which it will, I'm sure, any minute. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Everything looks so much better when the sun is shining. Honestly, I've hardly been able to face coming out here. However, mustn't be distracted. This is a monster I created. I'd be embarrassed if I had the energy. Essentially, this was the tomato and pepper growing zone. Then I think we can all see what happened. Everything started to die. I stopped collecting the tomatoes and I forgot to water on more than one occasion, and now we have lots of dead tomato plants. However, we do still have a few tomatoes. These are the limoncello. They've been a revelation. I'll definitely be growing them next year. They're really good. Anyway, this all needs stripped out. We've got a bit of a weed issue coming up down there, which will be fixed. I am slightly wooed by the autumn colours. But I will not deviate from my plan. So, on with it. So, excuse me, a little half-time update. No blue sky left. In fact, we've had a shower of rain as a surprise. But this is how it's going in the greenhouse. That's all weeds that have come in from the outside, which I'm about to clear just now. Got my trusty gloves. Everything else in here is now just strawberry runners that have been potted up from the many strawberry runners that we had. I've got a little jar of small, mostly green tomatoes. That's a strawberry again. And I've just organised the pots and whatnot that have come out of here. So yeah, this is mostly mint, nettle and other annoying weeds that come in here. Basically because we put this greenhouse down basically on top of a plateau that looked a bit like that. That is all mint. And of course it would have been right across there. So it's not surprising some stuff's come in. I'm not too worried about it. I'm about to clear it out. One day I'll get around to clearing that also. Anyway, it's raining properly now, so going back in to finish. Looking a lot better though. Okay, so the finished article. We now have a bench here for whatever I need it for, as I'm getting the garden ready for winter. That's a kiwi berry bush which has gone over. It's going to stay in here over the winter. We've got our two blueberry bushes there. I've put all the garden canes up at the back, secured in case we get bad weather. In case. Strawberry runners, like I said before, they're all fine. So I think that's pretty much it. So I've sort of swept it out, tidied it up, managed to get all the weeds up from here. Looking pretty good. I wonder how it'll look in spring. Okay, so we've got our first bed sewn up with green manure for the winter. It doesn't look like much. The rest of the garden looks like a hurricane has passed through. But yeah, that's good. So it's all netted in with, well, obviously it's got part chicken wire, but this has got just bird netting as well, just to make sure that all the seeds don't get taken away by the birds. It's a world of pain, the autumn garden, when you've had some pretty poor weather, but you know, we didn't have a hurricane. We've still got some flowers. I've still got some decent sized onions coming on there. A couple of cabbages left for the chickens. Yeah, more flowers. I took all the cosmos out yesterday because except for these two, as you can see, they are still flowering. But they really have gone over now. They're looking pretty bad. So these ones will probably be taken out later on today. It's a shame in some ways because they are beautiful and they do flower for quite a long time. So, yep, these have been really good, but I think maybe their time is up.